Since 2017, the Italian Wine Podcast has exploded and expects to hit 6 million listens by the end of July 2023. We're celebrating this success by recognizing those who have shared the journey with us and giving them the opportunity to contribute to the ongoing success of the shows. By buying a paper copy of the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 or making a donation to help the ongoing running costs, members of the international Italian wine community will be given the chance to nominate future guests and even enter a prize draw to have lunch with Stevie Kim and Professor Attilio Scienza. To find out more, visit us at italianwinepodcast.com. Chin chin!
Welcome to The Next Generation. I'm Victoria Cece. Join me as we chat with young Italian wine people shaking up the wine scene. We're going to geek out on a grape or grape fam, then hear about all the wild wine things our guests have been up to, from vineyard experiments to their favorite wine bars. Hello, friends, Romans, countrymen. I want you to lend me your ears for this episode of The Next Generation. Why? Because we are traveling to Roman land, which I guess, now thinking of it, Roman land was a lot of land, but more specifically, the land just outside of Rome. Today, both in our great discussion, in our interview, we will be chatting all about wines from the Frascati area, from the Castelli Romani. And before we get to our interview, which takes a little turn in terms of wine discussion, a modern turn at that, I wanted to talk a little bit about Malvasia del Lazio. So Malvasia del Lazio used to be known as less desirable variety due to its low yields, and it was therefore edged out by the lower quality Malvasia Bianca di Candia in the Frascati blends. Wow, so the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 book is sharing the facts that the lower quality Malvasia Bianca di Candia, I don't know if you agree with that, but the book says it, was chosen over Malvasia del Lazio. But nowadays, Malvasia del Lazio is gradually being rediscovered as a variety that gives higher quality wines. And you'll find them in the wines of the winery in our interview coming up. Will I spoil it for you? Trick question, you already know because you're listening to this podcast. So this Malvasia is named after the region of Lazio, where most of its plantings are found. It is also known as Malvasia puntinata meaning speckled in Italian, for its spotted berries when ripe. Malvasia del Lazio comes from a natural crossing between Schiava Grossa and Moscato d'Alessandria, which endows it with a lightly aromatic character. Now, when it comes to Malvasia del Lazio in the vineyard, it can drop its acidity precipitously once it becomes overripe. So harvest time is very, very, very crucial for this Malvasia. It is a miserly producer, which leads to its lack of popularity among quantity-oriented producers. I love that sentence. Yet forcing quantity with this variety proves to be disastrous, as overcropping significantly dilutes its delicately aromatic personality. And when it comes to the glass, its dry varietal wines show notes of sage and ripe citrus fruit. On the palate, it is blessed with a creamy texture and nuances of beeswax and resin. As it welcomes noble rot, late harvest as well as passito versions can easily be some of the best wines Italy has to offer. Wow, I've never had one. I'm very curious now. When it comes to specific styles, Malvasia del Lazio is a still dry white wine, most of all. Blends are more easily found, with monovarietal wines being rare. So like Frascati, like what we mentioned before, is a blend of different grapes, but with good bit of Malvasia del Lazio. Unfortunately, Malvasia del Lazio was often blended with two lesser quality yet productive varieties, Trebbiano Toscano and Malvasia Bianca di Candia, to make the once famous Frascati. Happily, producers are again recognizing that Malvasia del Lazio can significantly heighten the quality of the wines. And the wine's once tarnished reputation is slowly being restored. So without further ado, it's time for the interview.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. We are at Vinitaly, sitting down with Bruno. Ciao, Bruno.
Ciao. Hi.
Wonderful.
Hi,
and Bruno is with Casale Vallechiesa Winery. And can you tell us a little bit about where your winery is and its story?
So I'm Bruno Gasperini, and I'm the managing director of Casale Vallechiesa winery. We are located exactly in Frascati, so around 5 kilometers from Rome. We are an historical winery of our land, so that is Tusculum land, but because we are 5 generations of winemakers. My grandfather started these activities in the 1880. But instead of this, we are also the most innovative wineries of Lazio region, because we were the first in introducing the blockchain technology inside the wine business and the Lazio wine business. So our most important characteristic, we can say, is the passing from the wine cart, because my grandfather started producing and selling the wine with the barrels on the wine cart of the old taverns of Rome. And we are passed from this to the blockchain. So it's an epochal, we can say, an epochal transaction.
Amazing. And so did you grow up in the Frascati area?
So I grew up in Frascati area, and in our area, the most important characteristic of our area is there, where we are, it used to be an old volcano. So our vineyard and our wines are volcanic wines. So they have an important characteristics about minerality and stability. So it's also an historical land, because if you make a dig in the soil, 1 meter of dig, you find something about Rome, pieces of Rome.
No, that's really true. I mean, it's funny when everyone just visits Rome, like the city, it's like you're wondering why you don't have like underground garbage systems, because it's like you're going to destroy a temple. You know what I mean?
You find something.
You find something. That's awesome. So what was it like growing up around the winery?
So I think that growing up around the winery can be something great, but at the same time is something that can change your vision of the world, because you are your habits sometimes are linked to your reality. Sometimes you don't have a global vision, so you have to try and to go forward your limits, to understand what the other sectors are making to do the best, I think, in the wine industry. For me, for example, I like, so I'm in the wine business, in the wine industry, but I have made a lot of business ventures, we can say. I like to define myself a serial entrepreneur, because I'm an eclectic character. So I launched some startups and other collateral business, we can say. So I think the most important things now for the wine entrepreneurs is to keep what the best from the other sectors and put it in the wine sectors, to innovate and to push your creativity.
Interesting. So if you don't mind if I ask, what other kinds of businesses and how did you bring it back to wine?
So, for example, I launched a brand of diet supplement using the grapes. So it's the first diet supplement for the detox of the protein from the protein diet. If you are an athlete, if you are somebody that play some sports like I don't know, combat sports, or you have to do a strictly diet, you can use this diet supplement called Vitamin Detox, that is produced by the grapes, for expelling the toxins of the protein.
Oh, wow. That's so fascinating. And so in making that supplement, do you use the must? Or do you need the whole grape? Like, what is it based on?
We can use all the grapes. So we can use the Vitis vinifera. Mm-hmm. The main part of this diet supplement is composed by Vitis vinifera. So it's we can say it's every part of the grapes, the skins, and also the leaves.
Everything.
And you can use everything.
Amazing. So it kind of comes back to like that closing, like in the circular economy, right? It's like finding another life for the grapes after you make wine.
Yes, it's a very circular economy, and I think is the real essence also of the sustainability.
Are you enjoying this podcast? Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, for fascinating videos covering Stevie Kim and her travels across Italy and beyond, meeting winemakers, eating local food, and taking in the scenery. Now back to the show.
That's amazing. I love that's coming up, and it's a big discussion. You know, there's the more obvious examples like grappa, right? Like that's like one way to close that circle. But to see a diet supplement is so cool. I was not expecting that when you were talking about the businesses. And wait, so what did you study in school? Did you study?
Let's say my formation, my study was economic study.
Okay.
So I'm not a typical, we can say, winemakers because I like all the business part.
Okay.
My formation, my study are economic study, so business degree and these kinds. But I think that it's not important in the study, but the most important thing is to try. Bring what you have. I put my big passion, that is the sport. And my question was, what I love and what I know. I have the grapes. What I love is the sport. Then how can I match these two elements in one to create something for making some business and create something that can bring values to the market? This was my route.
Yeah, no, it's incredibly innovative. And the reason I asked about your studies, I was just wondering if you had some kind of science background, but I love that this was genuinely from passion. And we're seeing that kind of as a trend, right? Like, not trend in a bad way. I mean, in a good way that like we see, you know, music inspiring people through wine and, I don't know. It's like everyone. There's always something that brings like wine marries with somehow, and for you, the sport. It's just that's super cool. And where can you find is this supplement something that's like prescribed, or like can you just find it on shelves?
You can. It's a natural supplement, so you don't have a prescription, and you can buy it from in parapharmacy. So. It's a natural supplement. You can use it without any limits, we can say.
Wow, super cool. Now, I'm going to kind of turn the conversation a little bit. I know you're very, very smart, clearly. Very serious business side. But we all know that you work hard and play hard. And you seem like someone who travels a lot and eats well and drinks well. So I want to, no, I'm serious. It takes one to know one, okay? So can you tell us a little bit about like what you do for fun? Where do you like to hang out? Do you go to Rome? Like wine bars, anything?
So when you go to Rome, what I like is to visit what we have, you know, because sometimes I travel a lot. You say the right thing. I travel a lot, so sometimes when I came back in Rome, I say to myself that I don't know nothing about Rome. So I go everywhere and I visit every part of the world, United States, Canada, Europe, everything. But I don't have the time to visit my place, my home is Rome. So when I have time, the things that I love to do is to visit what we have. For example, our monuments, our villas, because I know that I know only the 10% of my city, of Rome. So this is, and when I want to, in Rome you have a lot of, we can say, offer for drinking and eating. So, and also my area that is Roman castles, is Frascati area. I think that if you want to eat the best dishes, the best of Rome, you have to go in Frascati area, because here you have the best for eating, for drinking. You have the green, you have the vineyards, you have a beautiful skyscraper, beautiful lands. You see the skyscraper of Rome from our part, because we are 300 meters upside the sea, and we see every part of Rome from where we are.
It makes me think like we have that saying in America, the grass is greener on the other side, and it's literally Frascati. It's like over there. No, but it's so true, because it's like if you're going to eat the really amazing Roman dishes, you might as well be in an ambiance that's like more relaxed and natural. Of course, I love Rome. It's beautiful, and it reminds me, I lived in New York for a while, and I always say like why people try to say, oh, Milan's New York. I'm like, no, it's Rome, because it's chaotic, it's big, and you never will learn the whole place no matter how long you live there, because it's so big. But I totally understand you, because I was in that position when I was back in New York and in New Jersey. And it was like, people were like, oh, so what do you do? And I'm like, I'm always like traveling and doing things. Like, I don't know what's happening now anymore. Like, but so that totally makes sense. But I've never been to Frascati still, which is crazy. I will come. I will come. But anyways, so I would like to take this opportunity towards the end of our interview to let you have the floor with anything you'd like to share about the future.
About the future of what? The wines, the wine, or
I will say two-part question.
Okay.
Of your winery.
Okay.
And then of the future of wines in Lazio. Because
great.
Yeah.
For our winery, I think that the future will be absolutely digitalized, because now we are the first in Italy and the first in the Lazio region to have traced all our production supply chain in blockchain. So we have made before an NFT linked to a sparkling wine, Malvasia del Lazio sparkling wine, and it was sold for has been sold for around $450 dollars.
Oh wow!
Yes, for different cases of.
Wait. In italiano.
$450.
Wow.
$450 because it has been bought in Ethereum, and the conversion was $450. This is the NFT project, and now the next step was the traceability of all the supply chain in blockchain. So we have let the maximum contact with the consumer, because in this way the consumer can know which grapes is inside the bottles that he's drinking. So it's the best way to feel directly in contact with the winery.
That is very, very, very interesting. And
so this is the.
It's incredible. I've never had a discussion about NFTs and wine like this before. Probably because it's just not in my frame of knowledge. That's not my skill set. But that's really fascinating, because I personally am so dedicated to how producers and consumers connect, and you're finding that invisible, literally,
yes.
way.
Is what you know Kilometro Zero?
Yeah.
Yes, this is the Kilometro Zero 3.0. So it's the new era of the Kilometro Zero.
Absolutely. No, that's incredible. And so, do you see this happening with other wineries in your area or in Lazio? Not really.
This not really, because it's a team that you have to understand. So now we are trying to do a big work of communication and education about this argument, we can say, this of the blockchain, and also the value that the blockchain can bring to the consumer, to the winery. But I think that in 3 years, the new certification for example, the denomination like DOC, DOCG will be all totally in blockchain.
Amazing. And that's amazing to see it happen in a place like Frascati, because for me, I think the wines, Frascati in Lazio in general, are so still underrated on the market. And if we can get more sneakily in there to put it more on the market, I am here for it. And so for the second question, how do you see the future of wines in Frascati and Lazio?
I think that the wine of Lazio will have a big increase in the next year, because I see that the market is searching for something new. the famous brands as the customers, the clients, but now they are consolidated, and I see that the medium consumer wants something easier, something more of impact, and I see that they are searching for something, some new lands, some new regions. So the Lazio with the power of Rome, because we have something that nobody can copy, that is Rome power. We can do a lot. We can do a lot.
It's so true, and that's how I feel. I feel like it's almost been ironic because you have like this power of Rome, and outside you have amazing wine and wine history, but it's been kind of in the shadow. But you also have that power of Rome to be like, hey, just go 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. And then as you push people, they'll go further and further and, maybe skip going all the way down to the Amalfi Coast. You know what I mean? No, everyone loves the Amalfi Coast, but you know what I mean? It's like you have beautiful places so close by for great wine and food and everything. But yeah, thank you so much, Bruno. This was a pleasure.
You're welcome.
I learned so much.
As always, a big grazie for hanging out with me today. Remember, you can catch me every Sunday on the Italian Wine Podcast, available anywhere you can get your pods.